This video is all about multiple touch controller, which can be easily inserted from JavaScript module. As building touch controller can be time-consuming, it helps easily add controller in your game project. There is basically two types of controller that you can add, analog and button type. I am going to show you how to add these buttons and implement in the game project you want to build. Let's begin by creating index.html and index.js file. Make sure that script type must be module. Body properties such as background color, padding, margin, and overflow is optional according to your preference. Set up your normal canvas and context variables. Here we import module controller from cdng-deliver. You need to be connected to internet. Let's check the controller that we imported using console.log, and we can see the controller variable has been imported successfully. Now we can use the controller module for adding initializing and drawing the button we want to the specific location we want. Now we add left analog button, which will be used for controlling player movement direction. Insert x-axis, y-axis, radius, and button type, which is analog. The analog type button act like joystick, which can give two output. One is unit vector and other is when you touch it return true. Touching the analog will give left analog dot press to true, and moving the joystick will give you unit vector x and y component, which can be accessed by left analog dot direction dot dx and left analog dot direction dot dy. Let quickly set up animation function to implement the buttons we have added. Do not forget to initialize the controller, which will add touch event listener, such as touch start move and end. It will be processed by the controller.init function. Make sure to initialize the controller.init outside of animation loop and add controller.draw inside the animation loop to draw button. Adjust the button coordinates as per the requirement. Let's create a debug mode, which helps to track the button state, such as its unit vectors and being pressed or not. Once it's done, we can implement it to the objects we want. Now we can see the unit vectors of the left analog button. You can add as many debug events you want to track. This is just a sample. Let's make a player object in which we can move and fire to the direction we want. The player class contains move and draw function, which is inside update function. Also add button, which will be used to make player jump. Let's initialize the player with its position width and height, so that we can add to the canvas. The player has been created and can be controlled by left joystick. The movement part of the player is done. Now let's add bullet part so that we can control the bullet fire mechanics and direction with right joystick. The bullet class includes movement and direction. When the right analog is touched, fire bullet get triggered, and moving the joystick can fire the bullet to the desired direction. Let's add bullet attributes to the player such as initial time, fire rate, bullet direction, and arrays of bullets. Also add fire bullet function for firing bullet mechanics. Now it's done, let's fire the bullets. We forget to add update function in bullet, so let's correct it. Also correct this .radius to this .r. Now the bullet mechanics is working as expected. Now let's implement the button A and assign it to jump functionality. The jump function must be added to player class. Create velocity y, jump force, on ground and gravity. These are essential attributes. When the player is on ground and button A is pressed, then make the player jump. And add gravity if player is not on ground. Here we have successfully created a player with jump, fire, and move functionality by implementing the touch controller module. Thanks for watching.